Hi everybody, welcome to Flora Farms. I'm Hasalia and I'm here with Jose.
Hey guys.
I hope you guys are staying safe at home. We miss you a lot and we want to share a couple things here at the farm. Tell us what we're going to be making today, Jose.
So guys, today we're going to be teaching you how to make a really nice pico de gallo. It's a really simple salsa, and also we're going to be making our roasted tomato salsas.
Let's start the tour. As you can see, the garden is very bountiful right now. We're in the middle of spring. We have cherry tomatoes, we have heirloom tomatoes growing right now. Right here you can see fennel, you can see kale. We also have a lot of squash, papayas. Papayas grow all season, and all our mango trees, as you can see, they have little tiny fruit. In a couple months will be full of mangoes.
Yeah.
So look, Jose, we have a perfect papaya here, ready for picking. Can you use papayas in salsas?
Yeah, this is a perfectly ripe papaya for that. So check this out. These will be perfect on our pico de gallo. Pico de gallo, we're gonna teach you the very basic recipe today, but one thing you can do with it is fruits. We love to add some roasted pineapple sometimes on our Friday class. And I made it with papaya before, it's amazing. Sometimes I use even watermelon, it's also really great. So any fruit that you like, I think you can go in your pico de gallo that we're gonna see today.
Sounds delicious. So you can see how many flowers we have right now in the garden. They're so beautiful, but they're also very important here at Flora. They attract all the good bugs that come and eat all the bad bugs. They also attract the bees, and a lot of these flowers are edible and taste delicious in our salads.
Exactly, you can find them on your salad, sometimes you're gonna find them on your drinks. I've seen them do some even dressings with them. So this is something that it's more food for the eyes, I will say, but it's really, really important on the farm. Here, these are our nopales, and I really like to, when I do my cooking class and I'm on the farm tour, to show you guys how to pick and how to use your nopales, because they are a little bit scary, as you can tell. But if you are to pick up your own nopales, what you usually do is you're gonna go and pick the very tender ones. They have to be really clear in color, like this. Let's say as soon as they get this way, they start developing wood inside, where they get too chewy, so you can't really use them. So if you are to pick them, you pick your really young nopal. I'm gonna pick this one here. Don't do this at home, they have pokies. I can handle it though. So here, you're gonna take all of these apart, and then some things I do is you can boil them slightly, and then you can add them on your pico de gallo as well. We're gonna make pico de gallo today, or one of my favorite things is roasting them with my barbecue. Get ready. Of course, we're gonna start by washing our hands. Very important.
Alright, so the first salsa we'll be making is our roasted salsa. We're gonna be using our molcajete. It's a very traditional tool here in Mexico. If you don't have a molcajete at home, I recommend you use a blender. We're gonna be using white onion, chili pepper, we have a jalapeno, we have serrano. We're also gonna be using garlic and tomato. So I'm gonna pass it over to Jose so he can start grilling.
Okay guys, so what we're really looking for with this salsa is to char our ingredients. This char, consider it your fourth ingredient. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be using our stove. Here I have this little grill, you can get it in any store. So get your jalapeno there. Jalapeno is great for a mild salsa. Serrano is great for a spicy salsa. Then we have our Roma tomatoes. Roma tomatoes should be the ones that you use, guys. These are the ones that have the consistency and meatiness we like. We have some white onion, and we have our garlic. The garlic, I put it straight on the husk, and then it just burns away, leaving a little bit more smokiness on our ingredients. So here you can see how the garlic is peeled on its own. The onion is a little sturdy, so it takes a little longer. Your chili peppers are gonna go fast. Get them rotated. And the tomato, you gotta keep on rolling it. And this is how your ingredients should look like. Check out your Roma tomatoes. They're nice and juicy. Check out your garlic, nice and roasted. Look for that chard. That is your fourth ingredient, as I said before.
Alright, so here we're back with the molcajete. The molcajete is made of volcanic rock, and we have the tejolote. This is like a mortar and pestle, a traditional tool we use here in Mexico to make salsas, to make guacamole. You could also serve food on this. If you serve food on this, you could heat it up and it'll stay warm up to 40 minutes.
Alright, so we're gonna get started with our salsa. The first ingredient we're gonna add in our molcajete will be our garlic and our onion. The reason for this is the onion is really sturdy, it's a little hard to break in, so you have to make a paste to begin with. So now this is the really good consistency that you're looking for. You want your onion to still have some chunks on it, but be nice and pasty already. And now we're gonna add our chili peppers. All right, so we're looking for a really spicy salsa today, aren't we? Okay, so we're gonna be adding, let's put 2 serranos and 1 jalapeno for consistency. And the last ingredient, it's our tomatoes. The reason why we put them last too is because they usually shoot out all of the juice. So be careful with that, try to break them a little when you add them. And again, as Alia mentioned, if you don't have a molcajete at home, the best thing to do is just grab your blender, and to reach the consistency, just pulsate a few times until you like the consistency. You really want to have a little bit of chunk on it when you're making it, so it's nice and punchy. So now we're gonna add a little bit of cilantro, and I have this little trick with the cilantro. I see people make two mistakes with cilantro. They either chop it really tiny, but a lot of times they make it really wilted, or they use the leaves, which really don't have as much flavor, right? So the way we do it here, pretty simple. You grab it, you roll it, you fold it like a little taquito, and then you grab your knife and you're gonna start slicing. Try to not do a strong chop so you don't wilt your ingredient. And when you do it this way, you end up not only really fast with your cilantro, but you end up with a dried cilantro that is not going to go wilt anytime soon. And that way you're gonna have a fresh bite on your salsa, which is what we're looking for now. So the last step for this salsa will be adding our salt and pepper. Here we're gonna add 2 pinches of salt, but guys, please, this is not a pinch of salt. This is 1 and this is 2. So you want to use your fingers and your thumb. Also 1 pinch of pepper, and then 1 pinch of cilantro. This is just to give it a nice and fresh kick at the end, okay? Oscar, please. We have Oscar here. He's our manager and he's going to taste the salsa. Let's get in there, man.
Okay, Jose. Let's see. Looks amazing.
Wait for you to try it.
Okay. Good, really good. Awesome.
Alright, so now we're going to continue with the second salsa, our last salsa for this class. It's a fresh diced pico de gallo. So we use all fresh ingredients and finish it off with lime juice, salt, and pepper.
So the pico de gallo is also called the Mexican salsa, or salsa bandera. We call it the flag salsa because it has the colors of our flag. But let's get started into making it. We're starting with the onion. Our onion here, we have this little trick so you guys don't cry with the onion, which is really interesting. So what happens when we cry is that we're chopping our onion, it goes all over the board, and then we get to the fumes to reach our eyes, and that's when we cry. So with this technique, you're gonna leave the root part together on your onion, and then you're gonna start slicing it, but not all the way through. You're gonna leave the end together. And then from there, you're just gonna do thin dices. This is a really good way to keep your onion, as I said, all together, avoiding crying, but also makes you go through your onion really fast. So you're gonna be done quite fast with this technique. You see? The chili peppers we're using today are our serrano pepper and our jalapeno. You probably are really familiar with jalapeno. This is the one I use when I want to have a mild salsa, and if you're gonna go for a spicy one, just go straight to your serrano. It has a lot more flavor and it's a lot more traditional in our cooking, you know. So for our jalapeno, the technique is the next, and it's really cool. You can clean the whole jalapeno with just one slice. So we're gonna start. First, chop off half of the stem, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your chili pepper. This should be looking towards you. You're gonna put your knife on the very edge of the chili pepper and go in, but not all the way through, you see? You're gonna leave it like that. And then you're gonna put your knife parallel to the board. This is really important to keep the knife here. And then you're gonna start rolling your chili pepper as you cut. So, this way. Check it out. This is a perfect way to clean the whole vein of the chili pepper and use just the mild part of your pepper. Here, to actually get to use it, you're gonna start julienning. Try to make it really thin, this chili pepper, so we don't want big chunks. And then you're gonna dice it. Now for the serrano is the type of chili pepper that will stay in your hands for a really long time, so you really want to avoid touching the inside. It's a little more simple, but it does the trick. So you're gonna grab your knife, start with the tip of the knife, and you're gonna start slicing it all the way through, you see? And then again, I like my serrano and my chili pepper coarse, so you can go from there, or you can do a couple more, make it thinner. And then what you do, you grab it by the end and you start dicing it. This way you are avoiding touching the inside. For your Roma tomatoes, you're gonna chop the end off. Here, we like to take the hearts out of our tomatoes. So bring it into a half, a quarter. Then from here, you're gonna grab your knife, start taking it off, and then you can lift it, take it out. That's just for safety. And then you're gonna grab the meat of your tomato and you're gonna start dicing it. So julienne and dice. And it's gonna go to our bowl. So we have all of our ingredients here. We're gonna add our cilantro lastly. Salt and pepper. Again, remember, this is not a pinch of salt. This is 1 and 2. 1 of the pepper. And lastly, we're gonna add our lime juice. The whole lime. Think about this, our limes down here are very juicy, so if your limes are drier than this, then you may need to use 2 or more. The last thing about this salsa is that you want to make it right at the very end. You don't leave this salsa on the fridge, you make it right in the second, so it's completely fresh. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining us. I really hope you like your salsas. Let us know how you do back home.
Please stay home, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you back at the farm. We miss you.
We miss you.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
So if you want a molcajete, you could buy one at Williams-Sonoma. Just remember that it has to be seasoned first, just like a cast iron. And you could do that with white rice. You just put it in there and you grind it up until it becomes a powder and just wash it off with hot water.